Curry is the best shooter on the planet. On the pass from Planet. By Iguodala. Curry facing a triple team. Fires and hit.
It's going to work tonight by Perkins.
Curry right back.
Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
With half a minute to play, Bryant for the lead. Yes!
Kobe Bryant gives the Lakers the lead. He was legendary before this game. This takes it to an absolute another level.
What makes a year truly historic? Is it the records that fall, the legends who say goodbye, or the moments that seem impossible until they happen? In 2016, the NBA didn't just give us one of these elements, it gave us all of them and more. Today, we're diving into why 2016 might just be the most important year in the modern NBA.
Here's Thompson on the left wing. Curry puts it up. And Barnes on the drive, throwing it down with authority.
Let's start with the seemingly unstoppable force that was the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors. 73 wins. Just let that sink in. The 96 Bulls' 72-win season, a record that many thought would stand forever, fell to a team that seemed to be playing a different sport entirely. Led by Stephen Curry, who became the first unanimous MVP in league history, the Warriors weren't just winning games. They were revolutionizing basketball. But this wasn't just about numbers. The Warriors were changing how basketball was played at every level. From high school gyms to NBA arenas, everyone wanted to shoot like Curry. The three-point revolution was in full swing. And then, the unthinkable happened.
Curry helps out Smith. Pass right through the hands of Curry. James, a two-handed slam.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
Up 3-1 in the finals against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the greatest regular season team of all time, fell. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving led the Cavaliers to do what had never been done before: overcome a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. The block, the shot, the stop. 3 moments that would define not just a series, but an era.
Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
But 2016 wasn't just about making history, it was about saying goodbye to it. 3 of the greatest players ever, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett, played their final games. Together, they represented 11 NBA championships, 48 All-Star selections, 4 MVP awards, and countless memories.
Like New York, which is our first together. It's crazy how time flies, dog.
I know, man.
And you're gonna blink, and it's gonna be another 5 years, and this whole room gonna be totally different.
Speaking of memories, April 13, 2016 gave us one we'll never forget. Kobe Bryant's final game wasn't just a farewell, it was vintage Mamba.
Kobe, they're doing a big celebration for you the last game. A lot of us are going to be there. Can you promise me one thing?
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you do it? Your last home game at the Staples, can you give us 50?
42. No.
So when I walked into the arena yesterday, I was like, hey, remember our bet, you need 50. And he turned around with the look like he usually does and says, all right, I'll go for it. And at first, I was like, I might not get it, but then I got to 37, and 45 and then 57, and then you hit that three and the crowd goes crazy. And it was a great moment.
60 points, the game winner, the perfect ending to a 20-year story. In true Kobe fashion, he took 50 shots to get there, but nobody cared. This wasn't about efficiency, it was about witnessing greatness one last time.
I can't believe how fast 20 years went by. I mean, this is crazy. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. God, I love you guys. What can I say? Mamba out.
Even the events that might have been footnotes in other years were legendary in 2016. The dunk contest between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon wasn't just great, it was possibly the greatest ever. Gordon sitting on air dunk over the mascot and LaVine free throw line windmill will be played on highlight reels forever. Then came the summer. Thanks to a massive spike in the salary cap from $70 million to $94 million, free agency became a feeding frenzy. Players like Mike Conley Jr. signed what were then shocking contracts, with Conley becoming the highest paid player in league history at that point, with a $153 million deal. But the biggest move wasn't about money. Kevin Durant's decision to join the 73-win Warriors sent shockwaves through the league that we're still feeling today.
It's been hectic, you know. It's a lot of attention that comes with being in this position, and I knew that. And you know, when I met these guys, I felt as comfortable as I ever felt, and it was organic, it was authentic, it was real, and there's feelings I couldn't ignore. So, you know, I made a decision to come and play for these guys, and I feel great, and I feel excited about this opportunity.
It ushered in the era of the Super Team 2.0, where players, not organizations, became the architects of dynasties. Let's look at how the game changed after 2016. 3-point attempts per game, 2015 to 16, 24.1, 2016, 17, 27.0, 2017, 18, 29.0. Pace of play, 2015, 16, 95.8, 2016, 17, 96.4, 2017, 18, 97.3. The game was getting faster, more three-point heavy, and more dynamic. The Warriors' style wasn't just successful, it was infectious. And as if 2016 hadn't given us enough basketball, Team USA captured gold in Rio, with Carmelo Anthony becoming the first male basketball player to win 3 Olympic gold medals. While not as star-studded as the 2012 team, this squad dominated their way to extending USA's Olympic winning streak, with Kevin Durant leading the team in scoring and Carmelo Anthony putting the perfect cap on his legendary Olympic career. So why was 2016 so important? Because it wasn't just about what happened that year, it was about what it represented. It was the year that proved records aren't unbreakable, that legacy isn't just about championships, and that the impossible is possible with enough belief and talent. The three-point revolution, player empowerment, super team formation, these weren't new concepts in 2016, but they all reached critical mass that year. The modern NBA, with its emphasis on spacing, shooting, and player movement, can trace its DNA back to this pivotal year. When we look back at NBA history, certain years stand out as turning points. 1979 brought the three-point line. 1992 gave us the Dream Team. And 2016 gave us everything: records, comebacks, farewells, and transformations. It wasn't just a great year in NBA history, it was the year that shaped what basketball would become. What do you think? Was 2016 the most important year in recent NBA history? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more NBA and WNBA content.
This is the most shocking trade in NBA history. This got to be the biggest trade I've seen since I've been in the league, or since I've been watching the sport. This is insane.
In the early hours of Saturday, everyone in the league, including NBA fans, got to witness the most shocking trade in NBA history. Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers and Anthony Davis to the Dallas Mavericks. It was such a shocking news that many are still in disbelief to this very moment.
Back to our breaking news here on SportsCenter. Massive trade happening in the NBA right now. The Dallas Mavericks are trading Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. It's a 3-team deal that includes Utah, according to our Shams Charania, who you might hear from later on.
Milwaukee Bucks head coach Doc River thought it was an AI-generated trade because he had never seen such a trade in over 40 years in the NBA.
Just like everyone else, I thought it was AI generated. And then I found out it was real, so that's about it. I mean, it's just a shocking trade. You don't see it. I think I've seen a trade like this in my ever. Like, this is the way I would.
Los Angeles Lakers legend Magic Johnson also tweeted that this was the biggest trade he has seen in the NBA in the past 45 years. He has been associated with the league. A 25-year-old superstar in his prime for an aging defensive all-star is just not something anyone in the world saw coming, except Mavs general manager Nico Harrison and Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka with the Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, Nico Harrison there doing this deal. And I'm told Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, the players, coaches, a lot of people on both sides with the Mavericks and Lakers had no idea. I can assuredly tell you it's a fact. LeBron James had no idea this was coming. Anthony Davis had no idea this was coming. I'm told Luka Doncic is still stunned about this trade.
You should know that Luka Doncic is one of 11 players in NBA history with 5+ first-team All-NBA selections within his first 6 NBA seasons. And of the 11 players, Luka is the first and only one to be traded before turning 30 years old. It was such a strange trade that by the time ESPN's Shams Charania broke the news of the trade on the internet, the entire world thought he was hacked, and NBA players were not left out. Bam Adebayo, Alex Caruso, and Tyrese Halliburton all asked if Sham got hacked on Twitter. Even Shams thought he got hacked when he got the news of the trade.
I thought my phone was hacked when I got the text messages with the details of the trade and when I got wind of the deal, but
this was actually Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal's live reaction after hearing about the trade during their game against the Trailblazers. Not even Steph Curry believed the news when he first heard it.
Are you sure? What? I know, but did he get hacked? Good or bad? Neither. Good or bad? That's real? It's real.
Anyway, fast forward to the reality that Luka has finally joined the Lakers and AD, the Mavs, and many in the league have continued to share their shock, disappointment, or have something to say about the trade. Former NBA guard Austin River called the trade the third most shocking trade he has seen in his life, after LeBron to the Miami Heat and Kevin Durant to the Golden State Warriors, before later calling the trade blasphemous because it made no sense for the Mavs to trade a young top 3 player in the league that just took his team to the NBA Finals last year. Former Mavs and Lakers guard Quincy Cook was totally stunned, saying the trade made no sense. In his words, this trade meant that there is no loyalty in the league because AD helped the Lakers win a championship after a 10-year drought, and Luka just took the Mavs to their first finals since 2011, a few months back. 4-time NBA champion Draymond Green said he first heard the news from Steph, and at this very moment is still at a loss for words about the trade.
I personally was at the Warriors poker charity night when the trade went down. And Steph's 2 tables behind me. And Steph goes, Draymond, you see this? I had heard like the Warriors were looking at making some trades and all of that. So he goes, you see this? And I'm like, see what? He like to trade. I said, they did it? I'm thinking he talking about it something that just came up with us. He like, Luka and AD. I said, huh? What? I walk around this table. He showed me the phone. I'm like, is this real? I look closer like, it's from Sean. It's real. You could bet your bottom dollar. I was at a loss. I'm still at a loss for words.
Not even LeBron James believed the trade was real, and it wasn't until Luka landed in LA and he saw AD at the Mavs shoot-around that it hit him that this was true.
I was with my family at dinner and got the news, and the first time I heard it, I thought it was for sure fake. It was a hoax. People messing around, whatever. But then when AD called me, AD FaceTimed me, and I talked to him for quite a while. And even when I got off the phone with him, it still didn't seem real, and it still pretty much didn't seem real until I saw Luka today, and then I saw a clip of AD at the Dallas shoot-around. That's when it finally hit me like
Minnesota Timberwolves shooting guard Anthony Edwards was very shocked at the possibility of who is arguably the best scorer in NBA history being traded in his prime. Edwards even confessed that he is scared that the Luka trade meant he wasn't safe.
They say that nobody knew about the trade. Yeah, so that's crazy. At 25, they traded probably the best scorer in the NBA at 25. And he didn't know about it. So it's a lot more digging somebody got to do to find out why he got traded. Because you don't just trade him at 25. He just went to the finals, you know what I'm saying? So I feel bad for Luka, man. Cause I saw some on YouTube that said he just bought a crib and everything in Dallas. So that sucks, man. That sucks. Everybody getting informed, yeah. I'm scared. Yeah. I'm scared. Tim, hey, if you gonna trade me, let me know, dog. When Luka got traded, anybody is able to get traded, definitely.
Two-time league MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo said he initially believed the trade was fake news, before later saying if Luka Doncic could get traded, this meant no one was safe in the NBA. I thought it was fake news. It's insane. Obviously, I played against Luka a lot of times, and AD, and all the people that were included in the trade. This is the world we're living in. It's a business. You have to understand, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. 9-time All-Star Paul George, who is also in shock about the trade, revealed that for the longest he believed Luka Doncic and Victor Wembanyama were the only 2 untradeable assets in the league. But right now, he knows for a fact that no one is safe.
No way an organization trades away a franchise player like that. A one-of-a-kind diamond in the rough. Still, I'm like, all right, no way. They just went to the finals last year. He's a walking triple-double with 30 points a night. He's a perennial superstar. Like, he'll be in this league producing for a very long time. He's only 25. It's fair for everyone to think anything can happen. Anybody's tradable. For the longest, I thought Wembanyama and Luka was probably the 2 most untradeable players in the league.
New Orleans Pelicans shooting guard CJ McCollum tweeted that if Luka could get traded, even he wasn't safe. Gotta pack them bags just in case nowadays. If the Don got traded, only Lord knows, McCollum tweeted. 3-time league MVP Nikola Jokic wasn't left out, as he had similar opinions about players in the league. According to the center, this has to be the biggest trade in NBA history, and everyone in the league should know by now that nobody is safe in the league.
It's definitely one of the biggest trades probably in, I'm not going to say in history, but let's say last 5, 10, 15 years, I don't know. But it seemed like nobody is safe, and probably should be that way,
Brooklyn Nets forward Zaire Williams even lost a bet, as his initial thoughts about the trade were that it was fake news.
Yeah, it was crazy. I actually lost a bet. I lost a bet with a couple of guys because I thought it was fake. So I owe about $300 to some of these guys. But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was definitely a blockbuster to say the least.
When it comes to the bet, you don't have to tell me who was it against or worth, but when you first saw it, I mean, a lot of people thought that someone's account potentially got hacked and that it wasn't real.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Luka, I thought, they were already building his statue. So, hey, man, that's the NBA for you. Nobody's safe.
In fact, in the words of two-time NBA Finals MVP, Kevin Durant, if he, Luka, can get traded, then anybody's up for grabs.
Insane, it's crazy. Yeah, I would have never thought Luka Doncic get traded at this age, mid-season. Yeah, the NBA is a wild place, man. If he can get traded, then anybody's up, for grabs, So yes.
The Phoenix Suns forward said this trade was by far the biggest he has seen since he got drafted into the NBA, and even since he started watching basketball.
This got to be the biggest trade I've seen since I've been in the league, or since I've been watching the sport. This is insane.
KD's teammate and four-time NBA All-Star Devin Booker couldn't even believe it was Luka Doncic who got traded at first.
Yeah, somebody told us on the bench, said Luka Garza. Who got traded? No shade probably.
Right to Garza, right.
The shooting guard explained that Luka, who many believed was untouchable and untradeable, goes to show that the NBA is just business and is unpredictable.
I really don't know what to say about it. Luka being a guy that everybody's claimed is untouchable and untradeable, and the NBA shows you again.
Right.
Just can't predict it. It's a business. They're always having a conversation about you. So don't think you're safe at any point.
Two-time league MVP Steph Curry also went on to address the unpredictability of the league, saying this trade was a reminder that there are only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence.
Expressed their surprise at the Luka trade, the Luka for AD trade. How did that one land with you?
Just because of how kind of out of blue it was without any type of hint or rumor or any kind of sign. That's especially them coming off the finals. Like, it's a reminder. Maybe only a few in this league that can go to sleep with any type of confidence, but that just still be there. It's kind of a very unique situation across the board, but I think just the idea that it happened in silence was pretty crazy. The fact that you hear a trade and everybody thinks somebody's been hacked is hilarious.
Interestingly, in all of these shocks and disbelief about no one being untouchable in the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder's superstar Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wasn't shocked. According to the guard, he has been in a similar situation in the past and has come to understand that it's all business and nothing more.
Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way. My first year in the NBA, I got traded out the blue, didn't see it coming. So it doesn't surprise me any more than myself getting traded a long time ago. I found out it was a business my first season, and no matter what, that will always stay with me. So it didn't I always say no matter how untouchable you think you are, you never know. There's always something out there. So that's how my mindset is. And I guess that keeps me with a little bit of an edge to make sure that I'm taking care of what I need to, so that the team that I'm with values me as much as I want them to.
Amidst all the confusion among several players in the league, Denver Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. thinks the whole trade is just weird and is certain something is going to come out in time to explain this strange trade.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confused. We're still talking about it, like just how that's really possible. Just in the fact that they made the finals that last year, and it's like the only way that trade makes sense now is if they win the championship. That's the only other thing better than making the finals a year later is winning a championship. So, you know, I don't know really. I'm not sure. I've been on the floor with Luka, and obviously he's a you know, once in a generational player. And now, you know, it was just a weird thing overall. So I still feel like there's some facts that are gonna come out over time, because it just doesn't. I can't really comprehend how that really makes sense, to be honest.
Hall of Famer Charles Barkley also believes there is something we don't yet know that made this trade a necessity, and it could very well be his conditioning.
Let me tell you something. The only people know Luka Doncic is the Dallas Mavericks. Guys who've been with him for years or who are around him every day. He's a great player. He's a great player. But all us talking heads, they know something. They must know something we don't know. Because, listen, he's been hurt. Everybody complains about his conditioning. But once you give a guy 5 years, $350 million, y'all are stuck together for life.
Luka Doncic's conditioning, according to some reports, has so far been the biggest reason for this trade. The guard was rumoured to have reached up to 270 pounds, and the Dallas Mavericks were growing concerned. At 270 pounds, Luka was the 7th heaviest player in the NBA. But as absurd as those reports are, Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal has come out to say Luka's conditioning is not enough reason to trade the young superstar. According to Shaq, a fat Luka is better than 99.9% of the guards in the NBA. And if that was the reason they let the guard go, then they made a very terrible mistake.
He doesn't look out of shape to me. Like, I need to know what the term when you say out of shape, is he fat? Does he have a six-pack? Does he not have it? Like, are we talking body fat?
A lot of stories he's ballooned up to 270.
Because one of my best friends just told me fat Luka is better than 99.9% of all the guards in the game. So, you know, in shape Luka, 5 years, first team NBA. Fat Luka or this out of shape Luka, first team All NBA 5 years. So, you know, if that's the case, they let him go. Obviously, I would definitely have to blame management, because there's better ways to handle that.
Luka Doncic's conditioning had been a growing concern at the Dallas Mavericks organization for several years now, and it got to a point that fired multiple people in the organization in hopes that it would make his conditioning consistent. The Dallas Mavericks fired former Director of Player Health and Performance Casey Smith in 2023 and fired strength coach Jeremy Holsopple and manual therapist Casey Spangler after last season, all staffers that Doncic enjoyed working with. According to ESPN reports, the Mavs believed Luka's ideal weight was 245 pounds, and given that he had missed 27 games this season due to injuries, including 11 days to lose weight, the Dallas Mavericks GM, Nico Harrison, decided to trade him out. Well, the conditioning rumors have since been disproved by Luka, who publicly claimed that it wasn't true, even though he believes that it was Nico Harrison's motive to trade him. In any case, some NBA players have since come to his defense, and one of the many so far is his new teammate, Dorian Finney-Smith, who joked that if Luka can record an almost triple-double a game, then maybe he needs to be as fat as Luka.
I know him, man. He want to play the whole game. I think he played like 40 minutes every game last playoff, so that's one thing about LD. He a hooper. He want to play. So I don't really look at the noise. I look at his production, and he produces. So Shit. If I'm putting up them type of numbers, maybe I need to be 270. Shit.
Maxi Kleber, who got traded alongside Luka, also said all the negative reports about Luka since the trade have been untrue and just media noises to taint the guard's image.
There's been a lot of negative things said about Luka in the last couple of days. Just what have your reactions been to what has been said about him?
I mean, I know Luka, so I know it's true or not. And if you get to know him, and you guys will, you see how great of a person he is and how serious he takes his job and everything he does. So with stuff like that and attention, I think there's always positive and negative news that come out. But, you know, he's a very good person. He's a very hard worker. He's a very great teammate. He's, like I said, been growing over the years. He's always pushed his teammates to become better. So I have nothing but positive things to say about him. So, but yeah, you know, I can't say it really here in front of you guys, but media is media, so stuff just happens and people want to talk. But from my side, I can only say that he's a really good person.
Anyway, away from the shocks and negative reports about him since his trade, his former teammates have also expressed their shock about the trade and wished him nothing but the best. And one of the many Mavs players to talk about the trade has been Kyrie Irving. The duo took the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals just a few months back, and according to the point guard, he is still grieving the trade. But he understands that it's just business.
Imagine that you're going to get ready to go to sleep and then you find out news like that. You know, so still a grieving process right now. Miss my hermano. You know, we had a lot of time together. You know, Keith too, and Maxi. And, you know, we just built some bonds that went beyond the basketball court. So if anybody can understand at home, you know, when someone or a few group of people or you know, a few people leave in a trade, it's going to be difficult. And that's what we're dealing with right now. But, you know, this is a business. It's way above my pay grade. You know, and I just got to adjust and be ready to welcome in my new teammates with open arms and, you know, kind of be ready to go back to Dallas too, to speak in front of our fans. I know they're feeling it too. I'm feeling it too, guys. So yeah, it's just an adjustment period, and you know, it's
Mavs power forward Daniel Gafford also agrees that it's the business of the game, even though he confessed that it hurts and it's a tough reality for the team. Quentin Grimes, who also just got traded to the Sixers, agrees that it's business, agreeing that it hurts to see Luka get traded.
Initial shock, I feel like. I mean, you kind of just, you don't even really have emotions to describe it, really kind of just, you never think a player of that caliber would get traded from Dallas, but, you know what I mean, it's a business for sure, so, I mean, just wish him all the best for sure.
Mavs center PJ Washington confessed that he was just as shocked as everyone, but understood that it's the business of basketball and is looking forward to their new guys.
Your reaction to it?
It surprised me. For sure I was shocked, but I think just want to wish him the best for sure. Obviously he's one of our brothers and went through the fires and the battles with him, so definitely wish the best for him. And obviously in this business it's part of it, so definitely sucks to see him leave, but excited for him, and then also excited for us to get a guy in Anthony Davis and Max Christie as well. So excited to see how they fit, and can't wait for us to get them here and get going.
Klay Thompson, who also just joined the Dallas Mavericks, noted that it's all part of the NBA, and he going to welcome AD and Christie with open arms.
I wish Luka the best. I mean, it was a joy to play with him in those 22 games we were together. But we're going to obviously welcome AD with open arms. You know, obviously one of the best players ever, being top 75, and this is the nature of the business. You have to be professional about all things in front of you, and I look forward to keeping the goal the same, and that's obviously to end it with our year on a win. But it's just a hard part of the NBA.
In any case, this trade has also seen many in the league wondering who actually won the trade. You've got to understand that Luka teaming up with LeBron in the Lakers is bound to form a dangerous duo, plus the fact that no superstar has ever joined the Lakers in their prime and not won a championship. From Kareem to Shaq, Gasol, LeBron, and Anthony Davis, history on Luka Doncic's side. But how long would it take for him to land his first ring? Plus, does AD's addition to the Mavs guarantee a championship? Well, NBA Hall of Famers like Shaq and Charles Barkley and future Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony all believe Mavs won this trade, at least for the immediate future.
However, I think Dallas got better of the trade for the next 2 years anyway.
The Mavs got a great Anthony Davis. So Luka's great. Anthony Davis is great. This is going to be one of the most fascinating things. And the thing is, it's going to be fascinating probably for the next 10 years. The Mavs won the trade for the immediate next three or 4 years. But the Lakers got a bright future if they put the right pieces around Luka.
We've been saying AD was the best player in the league for a long time.
Yes.
On both sides of the basketball. We can't forget that aspect of it either. Like, I think it's going to turn out to be a really, really good trade for both sides. But for what Dallas need and what Lakers needs are bigger than right now.
Right.
They needs are, hey, he's our next face of the organization. And what Dallas is getting back for Luka is actually a really, really good piece. It's a very pivotal piece to them trying to win now.
AD the type of player that you can play anyway.
AD adapts.
There's not one team that I can put AD on and say, oh, it ain't gonna work out for him. He's just that kind of player. I'm not saying who won the trade or whatever, but immediately, I think Dallas.
In the immediate future, the Dallas Mavericks seem to have a higher ceiling right now than the Lakers do.
For what it's worth, the conversation about who wins this trade could only known for a fact after one of them wins a championship. With the right pieces, they are both contenders right now, even though the Mavs definitely look scarier on paper. In any case, we all just have to watch out for how this plays out, now and in the future. Even Kevin Durant is excited to see how the trade pans out for both teams. You have Luka and LeBron, Reeves, then Kyrie, AD, Gafford. So many great players. I just can't wait to see it on the floor and hear from both of them. I know that first time talking is going to be an eventful time. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.